What up? It's your boy T-Bear and reaction. Today is Films Friday. About to check out another Miss Mojo with some top 10 Boy Meets World moments, and this one is top 10 saddest Boy Meets World moments. And got finished doing the top 10 serious issues. Now we take a sad moments though. You know, some of the sad moments I definitely remember is, like I said in the previous, the situation with Shawn and his parents. You know, including his dad passing away. Other is, of course, the final, and they got already in the beginning, the final episode when they everybody moves on in life. When Corey and Topanga broke up. Oh man, that'd be the most heartbroken breakup ever in TV history. One of them. Who else? And they broke up too many times. Other times, I think they broke it more than once. And the other one, they only have one heartbreak I can think of. I don't know, but yeah. This I can't think of it. Well, that's likely the hardest breakup of a TV couple ever. Angela. Oh yeah, Angela. Having a hard time to committing because of her father, her situation having her father and all that I can think of. What other sad ones I can think of? Oh yeah, the adoption one with Eric again. Many others, but anyway, let's look at it. Let's look at it with watch Miss Mojo, see who they pick on this one.
Tell us you love us.
I surely will not.
Welcome to Ms. Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 saddest Boy Meets World moments.
I want you to make everything better.
Oh yeah.
How do I do that?
Oh yeah. When and he needed. Oh yeah, this is during the premature thing too.
Be here with me.
For this list, we'll be looking at some of the most tear-jerking moments from this classic 90s sitcom. Did we miss your favorite sad Boy Meets World moment? Let us know in the comments below. Number 10. Corey learns about racism.
Okay.
When Mr. Feeney attempts to teach
some of the stuff that was on the serious issues going to be here as well too.
his class about the diary of Anne Frank during a week when they're looking at prejudice, Corey thinks the topic is no longer relevant.
Did you read the book?
I skimmed it.
Well, what was it about?
It was about the Nazis and the Jews a long time ago.
In fact, he makes a bet with Mr. Feeney to take over his class, and during the first one, the students totally blow off the assignment. But when Corey sees Eric's girlfriend, Linda, crying because someone at the mall called her a bad name, he starts to see things differently.
Where? Our mall?
What did he call you?
Oh, it's not important, Morgan. In our mall right here?
Corey can't believe that this kind of thing still happens, and he returns to class with a whole new outlook on the diary of Anne Frank.
What if you lived in a country where I could kill you just because of your mom's last name?
Corey, what are you talking about?
A 15-year-old girl is dead!
He shocks the class with his lesson, and gives them a taste of the devastating reality he got the day before.
But because when someone calls someone else a bad name, it's not good that just that one person jumps up. We all have to jump up.
Number 9. Topanga moves away.
Yeah.
No, you're not moving because we're supposed to be together like we've always talked about. So you can't move because we don't deserve that kind of pain.
Seeing Corey watch Topanga drive away and realize that her leaving Philadelphia was for real is devastating. Naturally, we now know that everything works out for the best. But in that moment, all of our hearts were breaking right there with Corey's. Throughout the entire episode, there's this big mystery about what's going on with Topanga. When Corey finally finds out that her family is moving, fans everywhere were shook.
To a different house on the same block you live on now.
We're leaving Philadelphia.
We all wanted to believe in Shawn's theory that the universe wouldn't let Corey and Topanga go through the pain of being separated. So we all felt it when that car didn't turn back around. Corey didn't even say goodbye.
Shawn, you know that pain everyone keeps talking about?
Yeah.
I think I'm starting to feel it.
Number 8. Baby Joshua. For the most part, the Matthews family has had a pretty cushy life. They've had their ups and downs like any family, but they've always had food on the table, money in their pockets, a roof over their heads, and most importantly, their health. That is, until they welcome a new member to the family who is born sickly.
We're going to administer a course of antibiotics over the next 10 days.
And then we can
Case
take
for
them
those
home.
And then...
case folks wondering why they was like so happy to see Shawn. At the time, Shawn drove. This is like, I think this is like right at. This is like not too long after Shawn dad passed away, and he decided to drive away. Drive away to find himself, to be with himself by himself. And then on this episode, middle episode, Shawn came back, and it was like everything's gonna be okay. It was like a miracle.
We'll see where we are.
The entire clan of Matthew's family and friends holds vigil in the hospital, unsure if he will make it. This is probably the hardest thing the Matthews have ever had to go through.
Come on. Joshua. Gabriel. Come on, God.
And it is not easy watching them struggle with the thought that their baby might not make it. Even Tommy, to whom Eric acts as big brother, is worried. But more on him later.
I'm gonna tell him how you spent the whole day with him.
He knows I did.
Number 7. Shawn loses his mother. If Corey had a cushy family life, Shawn had the exact opposite. His mom walked out on him twice, his dad died, and now he finds out that the woman who raised him isn't even his birth mother.
Every trace that we did, Jack.
This was a good episode too, though. Especially the part when he visited Chet the grave and everything. It was so good.
They came up empty.
Maybe she got married again. Maybe her name just changed.
Maybe she doesn't want to be found.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't want to be found by me.
When he finds out the truth, Shawn starts to spiral out of control. He starts drinking and acting out, and turning away from the people who love him.
I don't have a dad. And I don't have a mom. I'm an orphan. I'm an old orphan. My childhood is over, and I never had any parents.
Throughout the series, we've seen Shawn go through some messed up times, but this is hands down one of the saddest to watch him go through. He ultimately finds out from his dad, Chet, who appears to him as a ghost, that his birth mother was actually a stripper who abandoned them both.
Did you love her?
I did. I did love her. Wasn't enough to hold her, though.
Well, neither was I guess.
Number 6. The group breaks up. When the gang gets involved in a prank war, Corey and Shawn take things way too far. They publicly humiliate Rachel by revealing a private photo she gave to Jack while they were a couple. This causes the whole group to cry.
I know it's about a serious, sad situation, but I feel like what the actress mentioned we got a preview of what she's been doing lately. If you kind of know what I'm talking about, comment down below. But it's supposed to be about serious situation, but yeah, I think we got a prequel of what Mason Word, aka Rachel, does now.
Rumble. People take sides and turn against each other.
Did you hear that, Shawn?
Shawn, his lover!
Shut up, Yoko!
Guys, Rachel left! You know, that's perfect, right? Even when it's supposed to be about all of us, it always comes back to them.
It's never gonna change.
Even Mr. Feeney gives up on them. Eric tries to be the voice of reason, and the gang has certainly had fights before, but for the first time we see one that actually might end them.
It's just stupid little fights that no one's gonna remember after next week.
That may be, Mr. Matthews. But it's been my experience that stupid little fights have a way of escalating into stupid big fights, which can change the course of your future.
Worst of all, we see a peek into a possible future where the greatest friends of all time never get back together. That is not a future we want to live in.
Lose one friend, lose all friends, lose yourself.
So why are all the other pages blank?
Nothing else seemed important.
Number 5. Corey and Topanga break
broke
up. The first time Corey and Topanga break up after that party at another high school was hard enough. But the second time they break up, when Corey kisses another girl, felt like the real deal.
All right. Which girl would you rather have deep conversations with?
Well, I mean, I can talk to Topanga about anything. But I like talking to Lauren also.
Corey started having feelings for another girl and lied to Topanga about it. Corey has
Lied to
always been the
Topanga.
one who never had any doubts that he and Topanga were meant to be together. So it is so difficult, and honestly frightening, to see him start to question their future.
Well, Topanga's the most honest person I've ever met.
Well, that's a double beaner, and I'm gonna use red.
But Lauren has been honest with me, Shawn, from the very beginning.
Even more difficult is when Topanga has to tell Corey that they can't be together anymore. We were all just as heartbroken as they were.
You told me to see her, Topanga. You told me to see how I felt.
And you listened.
I'm not gonna lie. When first time I watched this, I was confused. Like, but she did kind of tell him. But then now I'm like, she was like, it's like one of them. Don't listen to her. She's setting you up, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I was confused when I was younger watching this. I'm like, what the? But you did tell them goes, but getting older, you understand why.
Number 4,
The
series finale. This moment was very sad, but in that good kind of way.
We're leaving.
I know.
Topanga made this
We
the
wanted
saddest.
to know if you had anything else left to teach us.
No. My work with you is done.
Obviously, it's sad to see a good thing come to an end, especially a show as long-running as Boy Meets World. This show helped to define people's childhoods. Just as we watched Corey, Shawn, Topanga, and Eric grow from children to adults, we grew up as well. So it was difficult to say goodbye to these characters.
Believe in yourselves. Dream. Try.
Topanga was
Too good.
Thankfully,
Especially-
everyone seemed to be
especially when I
moving
look-
on in a
look how
great
super
direction
big
for
when she started
them.
crying.
But watching the original crew say goodbye to Mr.
then-
Feeney was bittersweet. This had us crying
Sean had a reason to break down that one because he'd been through a lot through this whole series.
simultaneous tears of joy and sadness.
I love you all. Class dismissed.
Number 3, Chet Hunter's death. Shawn has always had a very complicated relationship with his dad.
And
Chet
especially
loved
for-
his son, but he just didn't know how to be the father that Shawn really needed.
Why couldn't you just stick around? Wasn't I good enough for you?
No, Shawn. Wasn't good enough for you.
He walked out on his son and pushed him away multiple times, leaving Shawn feeling alone and unworthy for most of his life. But when Chet suffers a heart attack, it seems like the estranged father and son might finally get on the same page. They start to talk out their problems and promise each other that they will be a real family again.
I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere. Not this time.
You mean it?
Unfortunately, Shawn always seems to be the punchline of some big cosmic joke. Chet dies from his injuries, and he never gets to keep his promise to his son.
His heart wasn't strong enough. I'm sorry, boys. I'm sorry.
Number 2, when Eric
Damn, I
gave
really
up
wanna know
Tommy.
number one then.
This one was hard.
Yeah.
Eric's storylines usually
Every-
have us laughing so hard
every
we
time
cry,
you see
but this
emotional.
one made us ugly cry. Tommy became a part of the Matthews family when
cry.
Eric decided to become his big brother.
You said we were the best
I can see
students
why,
in
'cause he was
Scooby-Doo
like
and Shaggy.
I can see why folks was crying that because like you never see Eric that emotional ever. Like he really had emotional moments.
buddy.
But when a family from across the country wants to adopt Tommy, Eric has to make a decision about what is best for him. Eric was considering adopting Tommy himself, but eventually realizes that that's not realistic.
You're gonna have a mom and a dad and a house with a big pool and a big sister and a dog named Waldo.
I don't need a dog. I have you.
He knows he has to let Tommy go, and all of our hearts were breaking right there with him. The scene where he tells Tommy that he's not going to adopt him is
that part right
devastating to
there.
watch.
I don't like you anymore.
I'm sorry to hear that, Tom.
And now I'm going to California to be with people who care about me.
Good for you, Tommy. Good for you, man.
Poor Eric. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Mr. Turner's accident. Shawn asks a higher power for a favor.
I've never asked you for anything, and I never wanted to come to you like this. But don't take Turner away from me. He's not done yelling at me yet.
Mr. Feeney's house gets trashed. Some angry students try to send a message.
I know this bothers you, but just remember, it wasn't the whole school. It was just a couple of kids.
Well, you're right. But it really bothers me.
Corey and Eric fight. More than just sibling rivalry.
You have any idea how it felt to go down there and see Shawn and Topanga there instead of me?
Look, Eric, we're brothers, okay?
You know what? No, you're right.
No, we're brothers. We're not friends. You know, it means you don't have to like me, and you don't.
Corey and Shawn drink. Symptoms of depression.
Alcoholism is in our family, and you shouldn't drink.
Shawn?
After the other night, John, I feel like I can never drink again.
You were drinking?
Yeah. What do you figure that was about? I wonder.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified.
Boy Meets World was good. It was a good series, man. You call it cheesy. Some folks may call it cheesy, but that was a good ass series, though. I don't care.
About our latest videos.
I will
you have the
rewatch
option
this
to be
anytime I
notified
want to
for
rewatch
occasional
it.
videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Angela leaves. Is it possible that Shawn could get one single solitary
I never thought that would be number one. I never thought that would be number one. I would, I wouldn't say that should have been number one, but it's been in the top. It's below the top 10, but I didn't think that would be number one.
break in his life? Apparently not.
Yeah.
The look on Shawn's face when Angela tells him she's leaving is unforgettably heartbreaking.
You're the only person that knows how important it is for me and my dad to spend this time together.
Angela was one of the best things to ever happen to Shawn. He found true love with her and became his best self with her. We couldn't exactly fault Angela for capitalizing on the opportunity to finally spend some time with her estranged father.
Thank you for giving me my chance.
I'm really happy for both of you.
It just sucks that it had to be at Shawn's expense. And though she and Shawn claimed it was not goodbye, Shawn knew that once Angela walked out that door, that it would be.
Let's just say I love you.
I love you too. I always will.
Do you agree with our picks?
Yeah.
Check out this
That was a
other
good pick, but I don't think it should have been number one, though. I think there's some other ones that could have been higher up than that, but it's all good. Other than that, this was good. This was a good collection. Still a good collection. But other than that, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy T-Bear signing off. One love.